All right, let's go through the joint drills. The joint drills, you can do them in any order you want. I'm going to organize them from top down. So I'll come down from your head, out to your arms, down to your feet. You can do them in any order, in any time of the day, in any particular one you want to do, feel free to do it. They're great to do. It's just good to grease up the joints. For our purposes, I have it listed as prep. I use it as prep a lot and just grease up the joints, particularly if things are a little sore or tender for older people, things like that. Just a way to kind of get the joints moving. But again, the organization is up to you. It's just easy for me to remember it this way and easy to go right down the chain. So starting at the top with your head, posture this is going to be neutral. This is just sort of neutral stance here. So I come from neutral, feet rooted, just here as starting point. So up and down first with my head. So just nodding up and down. Now I'm talking here as I go, but ordinarily I would keep my teeth together, tongue on the top of my mouth, to make sure at the top that I get these under here. And the bottom, I'm trying to force my chin down and through my neck here. So up and down. And then you go left, right. And 5 is pretty much the number. When in doubt, just do 5 of everything. 1, 1, 2, 2, that kind of thing. Tilting is next. Tilting can be tough. Think ear to ceiling instead of ear to shoulder, ear to ceiling. And make sure that it doesn't turn into a lean too much. It's tilt and lift. And you're trying to make space between your ear and your shoulder here. So keeping your shoulders back and down helps. That's tilting. Forward and back, it's a little strange looking there, but forward and back is here. You see a lot of forward head, so keeping the chin back like through my neck. Out, back, out, back. And then circles. So one direction for 5, and then I would go back the other way for 5. And that'll take us through the head and neck. So down to the shoulders, starts with roll them forward. So it looks like this. Shoulder blades up, they go down, back together, up, apart, down, back together. So that's this way. And then 5 the other way, rolling them back. 5 here. Now, full arm circle. So forward for 5. Forward for 5. And then it would be backward for 5. And these are big circles, big long circles. Arm is long, like it's being pulled long. And then rather than going out to the side out here, I'm trying to go back behind me, up and around. So it's the shoulder, but it's also this whole turn. This whole turn. Big circles there. Back and forth. So as I cross here, one hand on top this way, the next time it'll be this way. So 1, 1, 2. 5 and 5. All right. So arm in the socket, rotate. So I take my thumb over, turn it, rolls my shoulder up. Turn the shoulder back, rolls the shoulder back, over, back. And so I would go 5 here, and then same on the other side, 5 over here. All right, so elbow circles, which is reach under your armpit, keep your arm high, flip it over, put it back through. So I'm reaching under and out. So this is a circle here. 5 over here, and 5 over here. Okay, now down to the wrists. So 5 circles, one direction, 5 circles, back the other direction. All right, so we've come down, gone out to your hands. Let's come down the middle here now. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. It's cave in, out, in, out. So you're really pushing your spine out and back like a turtle shape here. And then here it's very chest out and through, extended spine, rounded and flexed, extended. So 5 forward and backwards. And then we go side to side. You can go one arm over the top, because I'm trying to make this go over. And this is adding weight up here. 2 hands is just heavier. So it just kind of depends on where you are here. So the goal here again is tilt this. This tilts over. And then we need rotation. So throw your elbows side to side. I usually spread out my feet a little more here so I can turn a little harder. And this will take us down your spine. Okay, so down to the bottom of your spine here, this part here. Let's just down to the floor. And then up and extend. Down. And then back and forth here for 5. And none of these are super hard. None of this stuff is super hard and forced and intense. It's just move the joints. Move the joints. Don't go crazy. Don't do tons and tons of them. Just a few here and there. Keep the joints moving. All right. Gotten down to your hips here. So let's push your hips out to the side. So I'm pushing out here and then pushing out here. And for the stance here, you may have to come in just a little bit so you can get outside your feet a little bit. Hips to one side, hips to the other. And we're back and forth here for 5. And then these turn into circles. So 5 big circles. You'll see circles are just generally good. Take a joint, try and do circles there. That's always a good idea too. Can't go wrong with that. Big circles. All right, so we've gotten down into your legs here. So to do the next bit, it's good to have something to hold on to. So I'm going to use this stick I've got here. And we're just going to do circles with your leg. Out and around. Big circles, leg circles. Now as I'm doing this, I'm reaching out through my heel. This one's one I see a lot of this and a lot of kind of sloppy out here. Really try and reach through your heel. Keep it up and around. Lift it up, out and around. We go 5, one way. Lift it up, out and around. And notice the stance leg and my body rotating on the stance leg. This one. It's a huge part of this. It's the strength to hold your leg up and the ability to pivot on this leg. So now backwards. That was forward, backwards. So I take my leg back, out and around. Back, out and around. Back, out and around. Yeah. And then the same over here. Back, out and around. Back, out, around. Reaching through my heel, pivoting on my stance leg. And okay, there's 5 of those. So, to my knees, I'm just going to go hands on my knees and just do some small circles here. It's the knees going in a circle partly, but it's the rotating on your feet. Good for your feet, good for your ankles, good for your knees. 5 circles. And then 5 circles back the other way. All right, so got into my ankles. Here it's just circles. If you needed to keep that stick, you can use that, but otherwise just balance. 5 circles one way. 5 circles the other way. 5 circles. 5 circles. And then to your toes. So up on your toes, fold your toes under. Up on your toes, fold your toes under. And you can prod back and forth across your toes a little bit if you like, from pinky toe to big toe while you're doing it. It's also going to really get the front of your ankle on that end. Yep, so 5 with one, and then I'll do 5 with the other. So this takes us top to bottom, pretty much all the joints, more or less, greasing them up. Do whichever ones you like. Do them all the time. Keep the joints moving. None of this stuff is about forcing. Movement is what we're after, movement. Form follows function. If you keep moving a joint, it will want to grow with you that way. So, go through all the joints, grease it up, we're ready to go, joint drills.